Today in this video, I'm going to be making a video treatment for a client, and I thought, why not bring you guys along for the ride? If you're new here, my name is Alfred Amaro, and welcome to the Wave Gretzky Show. If you are a returning subscriber, you might notice I got a new chair. Pog. But I'll go ahead and talk about that next week. I'm doing a little different setup here on my desk. I'll deep dive into that all in next week's video. Now, if this is your first time doing any type of treatment for a video or a campaign, it's really not that complicated. The whole concept here is that you want to get your ideas on paper and display them to the client that you're working for. This could be on a very small scale and it could be on a very large production scale. It is the genesis of how TV shows, movies, and other commercials are produced. So for this commercial, I'm actually not writing a huge script. There's not going to be much talking. It's actually just going to be a 30-second commercial. And I actually do think that I could pull some branding and stagnant images from this commercial, so I think it's going to be a win-win, and they're going to run Facebook ads behind it, etc., things like that. So yeah, treatments are used all the time. They're just like one big roadmap that you're lining out for yourself, but nonetheless, we're going to jump right into this thing. It's going to be a smooth and easy week here at the Wave Gretzky Show. Let's do it. So really, treatments can be as detailed as you want them to be. This is a very familiar client I have. It's going to be Massage Science, and I've done commercials for them in the past already. I've been freelancing for them for about 6 years now, and I've actually had the opportunity to rebrand them a couple years back. Here's the logo that I did for them. Not only am I building this treatment for them to have a roadmap to see where I'm going with it, but also for myself to see what's going to actually have to go into it on the day of shooting. So there's a couple of things that I've jotted down here in pages that I want to make sure that I hit in this treatment. Again, you could always get way more detailed than this because they typically are, but I don't need that much detail. I want to have a working title here, or kind of just like a slogan, so you guys can get the feel and the direction of the commercial. I want to have the target audience, that's who is this going to, who's going to be watching it, and why should we be showing it to them. So thirdly, I have a roadmap, otherwise known as an outline, and that's the things you're physically going to see in the commercial. This includes anything that's written down, any photos, anything that inspires you, or things that replicate the shot that you're going to be getting. You might be pulling these off Google Image, and you might just be piecing them together, so the person that's putting money into this, the company at hand, they can actually see where their money is going to, and so they could get a concept in their head of what this is going to look like in the end. Fourthly, we have visual elements, and that's anything that's going to be physically needed to be there on the day of shooting. Again, I'm doing like a massage commercial, so I'm going to need a massage table present the day of shooting. Other requirements I'm going to have for this commercial is going to be a location as well as cast. I need to figure out who needs to be there for the shoot and who's going to be in the video, as well as where it's going to be shot at. And last but not least, we have the budget. This is going to be how much it's going to cost to make the video. So you want to take into accountability of everything here. That includes the cast, that includes camera rentals, lens rentals, and even little things like your Adobe subscription. You want to take all that into consideration. And again, this is not some big treatment for any big Hollywood movies. This is just to help freelancers like myself, just kind of getting the information out there and stuff that I wish I knew when I was barely starting off. So now that I have all the things that I want to work on here, you can do this in a couple of different programs. People use InDesign, people use Keynote, PowerPoint. Me personally, I'm going to be using Adobe Illustrator. That's just because I'm the most familiar with it and I know how to put together images and stuff like that pretty easily in there. So I'm going to just go ahead and open that up. So I'm going to create a new document. It's just going to be a typical letter size that I can print out on paper. I'm going to go ahead and label this Massage Science Treatment. Commercial treatment. So I want you guys to remember, this isn't necessarily an Adobe Illustrator tutorial. This is just more so of a treatment tutorial. So I'm going to be moving along pretty quickly on the Adobe side. Again, you could do this with anything, PowerPoint, Keynote, any of that. So I'm going to go ahead and be nice, and I'm going to grab their logo from the internet and then just place it right onto my document. Companies and restaurants, they like seeing this stuff because they want to know that you're committed just as much as they are. Their company is their baby, so you have to treat it as so. So first things first, here in my treatment, I have a working title, and the working title I want to go with is "You're back to work and so are we." Here in California, businesses are beginning to reopen back up due to COVID. And so because massage wasn't in the first phases, they had to wait to reopen back up. But now that they're back open, I want to show people that. So this is leading into my next thing, who is the target. Target audience. So with target audience, you could be as descriptive as possible, whether that's 25 to 35-year-olds, females, males, whatever it may be. If it's returning customers or you're trying to get in new customers through the door, that is what they want to know here. You could also share how you're going to distribute that, whether it be Facebook ads or whatever it may be. I don't know, sending out an email blast. That's definitely an option. So because I've already worked with Massage Science before, I kind of already know their demographic, which is 27 to 60-year-olds, equal male as well as equal female. They're typically college educated, and those kind of people at least come in once a month. So next I'm going to be doing my roadmap as well as my otherwise known as the outline. So ideally what I have in mind for this commercial is it's going to be a screen that is split in half. On the left hand side, it's going to be a person doing a chair massage, and on the right hand side of the screen, or the opposite side of the screen, it's going to be a person at their desk, and it's going to be split, so it's going to be looking like they're getting a massage while they're working. It's kind of choppy when I'm explaining it to you, but that's why we're doing this treatment here, so we can have it thoroughly explained. First, I'm going to do a couple visuals. I'm going to go ahead and go to the internet and try and find some of the angles and things that I'm seeing in my head. So I'm going to go ahead and type in chair massage. Again, really whatever you're looking to do. Yeah, so something like this. Again, it really doesn't matter which photo you choose. It's just whatever displays your image you have in your head. I'm going to just go ahead and select the photos and then open it up with Photoshop. I know I'm kind of making it a little bit more complicated opening up Illustrator and Photoshop. Definitely more complicated than it needs to be, but I just want to make sure that I have the vision on paper that I see in my head. And just to see that it's even possible, because that's definitely something to take into consideration. Okay, so this is a little mock-up I have kind of for this. So picture the screen, it's being split in half. The top half of the screen is gonna be the therapist massaging on a person, and the bottom half is gonna be someone typing on the computer and keyboard of them, you know, representing them being at work. That kind of comes back to the whole concept. You're back at work and so are we. So that's kind of the gist of it. That's how we're gonna bring these people in here. I'm gonna go ahead and select everything and merge it all together. And then I'm gonna just drag over my art over to Illustrator basically. So now I have my visual. Now I can go in and explain with words what exactly we're seeing in the commercial. Again, I'm gonna just type down exactly what I told you guys. And again, when it's new clients, I would definitely be way more descriptive than this because they definitely wanna know where their money is going to, like I said before. But I just really just need to get my vision on paper here. That's like the most important thing. The roadmap and the outline is definitely gonna be your longest part of the treatment. That's where you wanna spend as much time describing every little thing that they're gonna see on the screen so that it makes sense for them. This is where you should spend majority of your time. So now basically I'm gonna go through the last two things, which is basically the requirements, what we're gonna need, you know, location and all that stuff, as well as the budget. So let's go through that really quickly. First things first, I need to figure out the location. Where am I gonna be shooting this at? Massage Science has already a couple massage rooms that I know that I could use. I just have to make sure that I time block them to utilize the space. So then I'm gonna just go ahead and write shot on site of Massage Science, 1 massage room needed for 2 hours. You definitely want to take this stuff into consideration. Setting up, tearing down, talking to the cast, and actual filming time. It takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to fully set up all my gear, as well as 15 to 20 minutes to take it down. And again, that's 40 minutes right there just on the front and back end. You definitely don't want to be rushing through this kind of stuff. As soon as any talent feels like they're rushed or that they're being rushed, things could go like super wrong super quick. Speaking of talent, I'm going to definitely need 2 people for this cast. I'm going to need 1 massage therapist as well as 1 extra. The extra is going to be the person sitting down in the chair, both at the desk and on the massage chair. I need a massage chair as well as some type of desk setup. I know in my head that a lot of that stuff is already there in Massage Science, so I'm not even gonna really worry about it. And last but not least, we have a budget for this. I'm gonna just go ahead and put XYZ. Definitely put in whatever it is that you're getting paid for your job. You want to definitely take everything here into consideration. Your travel, even little things like your Adobe subscription, how much you're getting paid, how much the talent's getting paid, if they're getting paid at all. With this commercial here, not only are they paying for it in the budget, but I'm also time blocking 2 hours off one of their rooms, which that could be booked for massage time. So they're also losing money there. So I really have to make sure every second and minute and hour counts and that it's being utilized properly. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. It's a very simplistic approach to a treatment. Again, you could get super extensive into this and adding multiple scenes over multiple frames, different shots, different locations, adding extra cast members, adding extra camera setups, who you're gonna need. Are you gonna need an audio guy, a grip, a second camera assistant? All that stuff is definitely taken into consideration. You definitely want to say that. Again, this is a very, very simplistic approach. I just needed to get my ideas onto paper. And if you're doing any type of freelancing, this is a great place to start. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a like and consider subscribing if you're not already. Hey, to everybody that's been here before, it's good seeing you guys. What's going on? Next week, I should have some type of desk video update for you guys. I've changed quite a few things here and it's definitely not minimal anymore. So anyways though, guys, I will see you next week. Peace.